we start, can we all recite Surah Al-Fatiha and Surah Al-Ikhlas? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawm al-Din. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. Sirata alladhina an'amta 'alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi 'alayhim waladdallin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahu as-samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillahi alladhi hadana li hadha wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah. As-salatu was-salam ala sayyidina wa nabiyyina wa maulana Abul Qaseem Mustafa Muhammad وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. قال الله تعالى في الكتاب الكريم إنك لعلى خلق عظيم. صدق الله العلي العظيم. May I request you all please to move forward so that people won't break and pray behind. Can you brothers please move forward towards me please, and towards the left slightly so that people coming in can have more space. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We've gathered here again on these auspicious nights, or the rather tragic nights as well, to commemorate the sacrifices given by the household of the Prophet in the service of Islam. Now, we have been discussing the noble traits of character, what they are, and how can we attempt so that to inculcate it in our own lives and to become better as people, better as Muslims, better representatives of our Imams, and moving on from there towards our final gatherings here. It's about emptying ourselves of ego. That's the main thing. The self, the ego. That's the main thing we have to attempt, so that it gives space for the noble traits of character which we are already given to shine through. But Allah has already given these characteristics within us, like I said. It's given intrinsically to us as people, as human beings. And the dust gathers on it of the distractions of the world, and we get afflicted by them. And just like I gave the example of the boat on the water, we let the water come inside the boat, and the boat becomes shaky. So we use the water, just like the boat uses the water, to sail across smoothly, but not let the water come in. That's the whole idea. Now, today I will discuss some stations that our nafs, or our soul, goes through in the process of self-purification. The first stage is where we have what is called nafsul ammara, or the commanding soul, where when we are born, we have our own needs and our own desires and our requirements to preserve ourselves, to protect ourselves, and to develop ourselves in the atmosphere or the environment that surrounds us. And this is where the self starts developing, that you need to do things for yourself, to cultivate certain things so that you survive in this world and you gain the best out of the resources that are there. That's what nafsul ammara is. And ammara comes from the word amr, which is command. So this commands ourselves to do certain things. And when this overpowers our nafs, then we are always very self-centered. So this is the basic level, the basic station of the soul where we are, when we are not very spiritual. Then we move on, and we go on to the soul which is a blaming soul. It's called nafsul lawwama. Now this happens when when the nafs becomes aware, that the soul becomes aware that this is all the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are nothing. and it starts to reprimand itself for the mistakes it has committed, for for being away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It starts realizing its relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we are nothing without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's when it starts reprimanding, and we call it the blaming soul, or the nafsul lawwama. And it recognizes evil within itself, what it can do, how bad it can become, and it works on itself. And then this is the stage where we need good teachers or good guides. Even a good book or even a certain situation can help to change. When the soul is reprimanding itself, any of these things can help to inspire, to bring change in ourselves. And that's what this nafsul lawwama is. Now the next level, this is all happening because we are doing self-purification. It doesn't happen sitting down, watching movies. It doesn't happen like that. It happens when we're doing self-purification, when we are conscious of ourselves and we are working on our own heart and mind to improve ourselves as people. So the next level is called the inspired soul, or the nafsul mulhima. Now in this situation, this is what we are targeting actually. In the workout of akhlaq, it's not happening in the gym. This workout is happening within ourselves, as I said. It's happening in our hearts and minds. And we are focusing on self-purification, as the Quran says, tazkiyah nafs, self-purification, or purification of the soul. So, in Islam we don't have what we call acquiring new knowledge. In Islam we have reminding ourselves, or remembering the knowledge that's already been given within us. It already exists within us, and we try to bring it out of ourselves. Because what has happened is, in the environment that we live in, we gain certain information, which is knowledge. Any information that comes into our head as an image, and it becomes a knowledge. And then we think that this is the main knowledge that we are gaining in this world. Actually, the knowledge of the self is within ourselves. And like I mentioned before, many times in these nights, that the dust clouds over it, and our goodness doesn't shine through as much as it should, as much as it can. We don't realize the true potential of our soul, the goodness of our soul, because of these clouds of dust, or bad characteristics, as we would say normally. So, when we are doing self-purification, when we are reaching the stage of the inspired soul, that is a situation where we are all aspiring towards at this moment. Now, this is the stage of awliya Allah, it's a stage of zikr. Zikr is reminding and remembering all the time. Sometimes zikr is also called, when you do tasbih, zikr. That is good, alhamdulillah. But that isn't the stage that he's talking about here. The stage of zikr is when you're always remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is what we talked about in nafsul mulhima. Now, when we are in the stage of nafsul amara, okay, that's the basic level, we are prone to faults and all that. Then we have reached the level of nafsul lawwama, the station of nafsul lawwama, or the blaming soul. There's rectification happening. But there is a possibility of going back to amara, to listen to our base desires. And it is not a situation where, we have reached a stage where it's never going to go back. But it's only when we reach the station of inspired soul that, we can feel that, we won't go back to nafsul amara. Inshallah. But this is not the last stage. This is actually the stage of dhikr. And dhikr is plays a very important role in keeping us in this stage of progressing further. The highest stage of our nafs is the stage called nafsul mutma'inna. It is where the infallibles are. These people have reached the stage of itminan, or the contented soul. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Fajr, and I'm going to paraphrase this for you from my notes, and says, "O my contented soul, come to your Lord pleased. Come to your Lord pleased with Him, and your Lord pleased with you, and dwell in my Jannah." Now, this is about being perfect, at the stage of perfection. This is where the imams and the infallibles are. It is very, very hard for normal people to get to that stage, but we can all get to the stage of Nafsul Mulhima, or the inspired soul, where we can rectify most of our problems that we have in our soul. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now, I mentioned this paraphrase from Surah Al-Fajr. Surah Al-Fajr is actually called by our ulama as the Surah of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. And it starts by saying, by the dawn and by the 10 nights, by the odd and the even, and by the night when it passes away. Now our scholars say that the dawn that Allah is talking about refers to the dawn of Ashura, the night that is passing tonight. And the 10 nights are the first 10 nights of the month of Muharram. And the night that passes away is the night of tonight, the eve of Ashura, where it gives a sense of time standing still. Imam Hussain had specifically asked the opposition army, Umar Saad, for an extra day or extra night, because it was inevitable the battle was going to happen. And 30,000 against 72, it's not a match. So Imam knew that the men are all going to perish on the 10th, whenever the battle is going to happen. So he asked them for an extra night for supplications and prayers. And this is what, where the time stands still on this night, and the people are praying. Now in these 8-9 nights that I've spoken, I've had the honor of being able to share my thoughts on these issues, to remind myself, and hoping that people who are listening are gaining from this something or the other. I've barely been able to scratch the surface of Makarimul Akhlaq. It is a deep topic. Islamic ethics is very deep, and I've touched on some aspects of it and tried to, I'm not hoping to bring in a life-changing experience from these nights, but what I'm hoping, inshallah, is happening to all of you, and including me, is that it is giving you a thought. It's trying to provoke thoughts inside. Do some soul searching, to look into ourselves, where we are lacking, what we can do to improve ourselves. And it's a journey. It's not going to happen one day. It's not going to happen, some people, in a month or a year, but it's a constant journey of improvement. And that is what I'm hoping to achieve in this. That you all think about it, reflect on it, and work on what you think is important in your character, like I'm doing in mine, inshallah ta'ala. And each journey is personal. Each person knows what is the main thing that you want to focus on to improve. Old, young, doesn't matter. You all know which one you would like to improve now. The most important thing. And I didn't mention that the core value of Islamic ethics is about truthfulness. It's about truth. And if truth is established in our lives, then the rest of the good qualities automatically fall into place. So, it was a suggestion. It has also been a suggestion from our ulama, the days gone by, that asked us to focus on being truthful. If we are truthful, other things get together quickly and in an easier form. So each person has a personal journey to undertake, and don't be shy in asking for teachers, for guides, spiritual guides, not just teachers who teach you maths. That's not the point I'm trying to make. The point is, you have to have somebody with whom you can discuss it, and somebody who can calibrate and reflect to you what you were, what you are now, where you're heading. Are you heading the right way, in the right direction? Discuss your goals and your aspirations, so that each of us becomes a better person as time passes by. Inshallah. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. You know what the reassuring thing is on all this? It all seems pretty challenging sometimes, when I start talking in these terms that, it's a personal journey, individual, spiritual guides and all that. It's not. Don't take it hard. It can happen anytime if you're focused and sincere. The good thing, the reassuring thing is that all the goodness lies within us. Alhamdulillah. Allah has given it to us. The focus is a bit different. And that is why we are a bit, haywire. We're not, coming up to the standards that our parents want, or our ulama want, or the imams have told us to achieve. This is the reason why. So the goodness is in us. We just need to dig a little bit and keep knocking on the door of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.